Welcome to Minnesota Twins franchise. This is episode 34, a four-game series with the Cleveland Indians from Progressive Field in Cleveland. The Indians coming in at 44-59, last place in the American League Central. The Twins at 50-54, second place in the Central, but 8.5 games behind the Tigers. Game number 105 here. Alex Meyer facing Cody Anderson for the Indians. Meyer with a 3.54 ERA in 56 innings. Anderson 5-5 with a 3.15 ERA over the course of 80 innings on the season. Eddie Rosario gets things started with a base hit into right field. That one's going to go down the line and into the corner. Rosario in with a double. With two outs, Escobar. The little swinging bunt. Play made by the Indians in the middle of the second inning, no score. Alex Meyer on the mound for Minnesota. Gets Juan Uribe to swing and miss. Twins trying to break a 3-game losing streak here at Progressive Field. And at the end of the second inning, no score. Meyer drive with the pitch. Indians drive one down the third baseline. That is Naquin with the single up the third baseline, puts the Indians up 1-0 at the end of inning number 3. Eduardo Nunez now drives it to third on the ground, and he is able to beat out the double play, which gets him the RBI. The Twins score on that play to knot things up at 1 in the middle of the fourth inning. Danny Santana now turns one around into right center field. It's cut off by the right fielder. Santana with the base hit, putting runners on first and second for Joe Mauer with 2 outs. Mauer lines it up the middle. Centeno thinks about coming around third, but decides against it, so the bases are loaded as the Indians pitching coach comes out to have a little chat with Anderson here in this bases loaded situation with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning, facing a red-hot Brian Dozier. Dozier been hitting the ball really well lately. This time he grounds it to third. Uribe on to second base, getting the final out of the inning. The Twins strand 3 runners, leaving the bases loaded. And in the middle of 5, it's 1-1. Indians now with runners on the corners. Base hit up the third baseline. Gets past Nunez at third. And Juan Uribe drives in the run. The Indians lead at 2-1, the end of inning number 6. Jorge Polanco coming in to pinch run now for Minnesota. And Byung-Ho Park will be the pinch hitter as the Twins try to even up the score here in the top of the 9th inning. 0-2 count with 2 outs. Byung-Ho Park with a fly ball into center field. The catch is made and the ball game is over. The Indians with a 2-1 victory. The Twins dropped their 4th game in a row, falling to 50-55. Alex Meyer with the loss. 5 2/3 innings pitched. Gives up 2 runs, walks 3, strikes out 5. Joe Mauer goes 3 for 4. Michael Brantley 2 for 4 for the Indians, and Cody Anderson gets the win with 7 innings pitched, giving up only 1 run. Game number 106. The Twins and the Indians from Progressive Field in Cleveland. The Twins get things started off with a gapper into left field by Joe Mauer. Run rounding third, headed to the plate. It's going to be a close play, and it's not in time as Escobar comes in to score, putting the Twins up 1-0. Mauer with the RBI. Brian Dozier now turns on one, driving it into left field. An absolute line drive of a home run for Brian Dozier. For Dozier, it's home run number 20. It's a 2-run blast, and he takes the lead on the team for the season in home runs with his 20th of the season. And in the middle of inning number 1, it's the Twins 3, the Indians nothing. Phil Hughes on the mound for the Twins today. Ground ball to short. Nice play made there by Escobar, and at the end of the 3rd inning, it's 4-0 Twins over the Indians. Miguel Sano now continues his hot hitting, drives one high into the Cleveland sky, and that one's going to leave the yard. Solo home run for Sano, 19th on the season, as he ties Byung-ho Park with second on the team. And that puts the Twins up 5-0 in the middle of inning number 5. Phil Hughes in the bottom of the 5th, 0-2 count with 2 outs, gets Yan Gomes to strike out looking, and through 5 innings, Phil Hughes is looking at a possible no-hitter at the end of the 5th. Joe Mauer drives one down the left field line, just barely stays fair. Byron Buxton comes in to score. And the runner into third base safely as the tag is just a little bit too late. And then Brian Dozier barrels one up again into left field. This one is also going to reach the seats. His second home run of the game for Brian Dozier. Number 21 on the season. This is a 3-run home run for Dozier. Eddie Rosario now drives one up the middle for a base hit. Run will come around third. Waving him on home, Eduardo Nunez will score. Rosario with the RBI, and the Twins are up 10-0 in the middle of the 6th on Dozier's home run and the RBI there. Bottom of the 6th inning now, 2-2, 2 outs. Phil Hughes still with giving up no hits at the end of 6 innings. The Indians, no runs on no hits. Phil Hughes, 6 1/3 innings with no hits here. 7 strikeouts, no walks. He is still perfect on the game. Bottom of the 7th, he's given up his first walk. But a drive into right field is caught by Sano, and we end 7 innings with the Twins leading 10-0, and Phil Hughes 6 outs away from a no-hitter. First out in the 8th inning. Santana strikes out looking. And the pressure is starting to mount on Phil Hughes. 1-1 count with 1 out. Yan Gomes drives one up the middle. Escobar turning, has time, throws to first for the second out. And Phil Hughes is 4 outs away from a no-hitter here in the 8th. Final batter of the 8th inning. Drive to center field. Buxton with the catch, and Phil Hughes is going to take a no-hitter into the 9th inning for the Twins. But before we get to the bottom of the 9th, Miguel Sano with another bomb. Sano drives it into left field, and that one is going to get out. Just another extra run for the Twins as they go up 11-0. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning where Phil Hughes is searching for the no-hitter, and we're going to have a little special look-in at the bottom of the 9th. Here's Matt Vasgersian and the crew.
And he struck him out for out number 1, so now just 2 outs away from the 2-0. Not the first time he's felt the squeeze tonight.
Yeah, he's looking and saying, what do I got to do to get a strike?
And there's a called strike at the knees as he was hoping for a base on balls there, but it's a full count now, 3-2.
That's a major league curveball there. Well, those take a while to get used to, believe me.
Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. Count is full. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. So now just one man stands between he and his no-hitter.
Can you believe this? Man, I wonder what's going through.
Dig in now is perhaps the final man to stand in the way of possible history here tonight. Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. It's swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. Sano is there, makes the catch, and there it is, a no-hitter.
Well, he's down there getting swarmed by his teammates right now, and he deserves it. It's really one of the best pitching performances that I've ever witnessed, and he puts his name into the record books with that no-hitter.
And guys, the Twins were given a great boost in this one thanks to the start of this man, Phil Hughes. Don't put that card in your bicycle spokes. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, but probably the easiest player of the game decision we'll have to make all year. He got some help along the way from his defense, but all in all, this was his show. And he winds up in the history books with a no-hitter.
So Phil Hughes is able to pull out the no-hitter. The Twins win 11-0 on 17 hits. Phil Hughes on 116 pitches goes all 9 innings, giving up no hits, no runs, no errors while walking 2, or no earned runs, while walking 2 and striking out 10 for the Twins. And we're on to game number 107 from Progressive Field in Cleveland. It's the third game of this 4-game series. Corey Kluber on the mound for the Tribe. And his opponent will be Ricky Nolasco from the Twins. Nolasco's 8-6 with a 4.34 ERA. Base hit into right field by Jason Kipnis. He's going to stretch that one into a double as he is in safely at second base. Kipnis on with a double. He's moved over to the third. Line drive back up the middle off the foot of Ricky Nolasco. And Kipnis is going to come in to score. And at the end of the second inning, the Indians with a 1-0 lead on Minnesota. John Ryan Murphy now. Drives one up the middle. On the ground, Kipnis gets to it. Off balance, throw to first is in time to retire Murphy. And it's 1-0 in favor of Cleveland here. The throw is offline by Dozier, but Mauer is able to reach out and get the hand of the runner for the last out. At the end of 4 innings, Indians lead 1-0. Lonnie Chisenhall now. Been an absolute Twins killer this year. Solo home run, it's home run number 15, and I would venture to guess about 7 of them have come against the Twins pitching. Indians go up 2-0. At the end of inning number 7, the Twins pounded out 11 runs in yesterday's game. So far through 7, they have nothing here in Cleveland off of Corey Kluber. They finally drive in a run. It's 2-1 Minnesota. Another blooper is going to drive in the tying run. Joe Mauer's 46th RBI of the season, and we're all tied up at 2 here in the 8th inning. Base hit up the middle is going to load the bases for Miguel Sano. Sano's been hot lately, but this time he grounds out to Uribe at third. We head to the bottom of the 8th with the Twins and Indians all knotted up at 2. Juan Centeno now in the top of the 9th. He grounds out to Carlos Santana at first, who's able to make a sliding play. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Indians and Twins all tied at 2. We end up in extra innings. The bottom of the 10th, Jason Kipnis infilled in, trying to keep this game even, but that gets past the shortstop, and the Indians walk off with a 4-2 victory over Minnesota here at Progressive Field. Twins fall to 51-56. Indians improve to 46-60. And we head to the final game of this 4-game series between Cleveland and Minnesota from Progressive Field in Cleveland, formerly known as Jacobs Field, the Jake. Twins 51-56, Indians 46-60. Danny Salazar on the hill for the Indians. Throwback uniforms this afternoon. On getaway day, Irvin Santana will oppose him at 9-8 with a 3.01 ERA, making his 22nd start of the season. Byron Buxton on first. Salazar, throws one past the first baseman on the pickoff move. As Buxton gets into second, and then Danny Santana hits one into the gap in right center field. Buxton comes in to score for Minnesota. The Twins go up 1-0. Santana on second now with a little blooper into left field. Santana's making the turn around third and heading for the plate. He will come in to score, and the Twins take a 2-0 lead. Brian Dozier now gets everything on that one as he drives it into right field. And that one's going to get out of the yard for a home run for Dozier. That is home run number 22 on the season, a 2-run shot. Traveling 389 feet, oppo filled for Dozier. The Twins lead at 4-0. Jorge Polanco now drives one deep into right field, and that one is almost going to get out, but it hits the top of the wall, just staying inside the park. Polanco heading for third, and he is going to reach on the triple, and that drives in another run. And on Polanco's triple, off of Danny Salazar, the Twins take a 5-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Top of the second now, still 5-0. Mauer drives one to right field. Beautiful play by the second baseman, diving into shallow right field. The throw from his knees will get Mauer at first, and at the end of 2, it's still 5-0. Another beautiful play at second base. On the line drive by Dozier. Jose Ramirez goes up and gets it. In the middle of the third, it's still Twins 5, Indians nothing. Juan Uribe now turns on one, and in full Uribe fashion, the beautiful follow through on the swing drives it out of the park. A 2-run blast for Uribe, number 16 on the season. And the Twins lead at 5-2 at the end of inning number 3. Byron Buxton at the plate. Chops one down off the plate. Throw to second. Back onto first, not in time, but sliding into second base. Polanco hurts himself, and he's going to leave the ball game. He would only end up missing a couple of days. The middle of 4 innings, the Twins lead 5-2, and here's the debut of the Minnesota Twins' new closer, Jeurys Familia, as they acquire him from the Mets. And Familia is able to close out the ball game for his first save in a Minnesota Twins uniform. His 35th save on the season, though. Brian Dozier 1 for 4 with a home run and 2 RBIs. Juan Uribe 2 for 3 with a home run and 2 RBIs for the Indians. Indians fall to 46-61, last place in the Central. The Twins at 52-56, still in second, chasing the Detroit Tigers.